Okay, this is Orlando Wilson. What I want to talk about in this video slash podcast, because we got them going out in both formats now, is something I find amusing, but I also find it very, very pathetic. And that is instructors, close protection instructors, firearms instructors, instructors in general. So I'm sure it affects all aspects of the training industry. That copy techniques that they see on social media. They copy techniques they see on YouTube, etc. And they just copy the techniques, and this is what they teach their students. They copy the techniques without knowing, without even thinking if the technique is relevant, if it works, if it's actually worthwhile, to put it politely. They just copy it because they've seen some influencer do it on social media. And this, I would say, forms the basis, this BS forms the basis of the majority of people's training programs. There's a lot of people out there that they're YouTube trained, they're social media trained. What they're selling on their courses, what the content for their courses is, especially in the firearms business, is just techniques that they've seen on social media, so they'll copy them. I fired a guy, I think he's still got some stuff up saying he's a risk instructor. If anybody says they're a risk incorporated instructor, reach out to me and I'll confirm if they are or not, because there's very, very few. I can count them on maybe, if they're being good boys. So this is where this guy was teaching stuff that we don't teach, but it looked cool on social media. And I asked him what the hell he was doing. He's like, well, people want it. People want to do it. They see it on Instagram. They see it on whatever. They just want to practice and have some fun. You know what? You want to have fun? Go play games. We don't play games. We provide serious training, relevant training, and everything we can do, everything we teach, we can justify why we're teaching it. There's a reason. And I've come across how many people, they're doing whatever techniques, and I say to them, okay, why are you doing this technique? Seen it on YouTube. Okay, what's the relevance? Well, so-and-so's doing it. The influencer's doing it. Okay, can you explain the technique? I've done stuff with several law enforcement agencies, and they were using techniques, and when I said to them, okay, explain to me why you're doing this, they're like, well, we were taught this. Okay, but why were you taught it? They cannot explain the reason, they can't justify what they're doing. They're just doing what they've been taught, going through the motions, doing techniques they've got no understanding of. If you don't understand why you're doing something, you're wasting your time. Whatever techniques, tactics you're using or you're doing, you need to understand why. What's the reason? What are the pros? What are the cons? Are they relevant? What situations are they relevant for? And again, if you're going to instructors and your instructors cannot justify why they're teaching you something and they can't answer your questions, if you challenge an instructor why he's teaching you something and they cannot justify why they're teaching it and why they're justifying it does not make sense, well, if their response doesn't make sense to you, then I'd seriously question your instructor and I'd seriously question their credibility. Because again, I've come across guys and girls over the years, I've asked them some simple questions and they're scratching their heads. Well, they're teaching techniques. It's like, well, why are you teaching it? If you cannot justify why you're doing this, put it politely, why are you doing it? So, again, I would say this is a sad part of the training business at the moment. There's a lot of people, a lot of instructors that are just YouTube trained. YouTube, Instagram, etc., TikTok trained. Anyway, just a little bit of a morning rant, but I hope that makes sense to some of you. In the meantime, I have an array of videos up online already, and we've got more coming up that talks about various aspects of the security, close protection, kidnap and ransom and investigations business. I also have an array of articles up on my blogs, an array of books up on Amazon that talk about various aspects of the security business, close protection business, kidnap and ransom business, and crime fiction. We also offer full array of security investigation services and advisory services. So follow me along on social media, because we've got a lot more content coming out on relevant topics to do with the security business and life in general. So in the meantime, be good, stay safe, stay out of trouble. And if you're doing any training courses, always question your instructors. If the instructor doesn't like to be questioned, there's a problem. If your instructor cannot justify, cannot explain to you in detail why they're teaching you a technique, why they're teaching you a tactic, ask for your money back.